Old is the latest supernatural thriller project from American filmmaker M. Night Shyamalan, who up to this point, he's got quite the filmography range, giving us famous movies like Signs, The Sixth Sense, The Happening, The Last Airbender, The Unbreakable series, After Earth. Again, lots of ups, lots of downs. Here he's joined up by actors Gael Garcia Bernal, Vicky Creeps, Rufus Sewell, Alex Wolff, Thomasin McKenzie, Abby Lee, himself as a character, amongst a few others as well. Old introduces us to married couple Guy and Priska, who are traveling to a tropical resort with their young kids, Trent and Maddox, as a last, final family vacation before they divorce. Talk about bad parenting, dude. When they're advised by the resort manager to visit a secluded beach, they say, "Okay kids, let's go before I break up with your mother." Once they arrive, they almost immediately realize something about this beach is off, wherein the family and other tourists begin to discover that they're all aging at a rapid exponential rate. And if you try to leave the beach, the cave will make you black out. Honestly, this cave is an alcoholic's dreamland. The group then goes on an hour-long tirade of trying to figure out how to escape this beach before they all, well, you know. I mean, it's alright. Old is one of those movies where I think many people will enjoy certain aspects of, but neither dislike entirely nor go head over heels for it. I also want to say that Shyamalan seems like he's having a blast doing this, and he was a lot more self-aware of his shortcomings in previous films. That's not to say he fixes them all, but at least he plays around and toys with some components like the questionable dialogue, or the character choices, or the tone contrast that sometimes jumps scene from scene. I can give you one example that really captures all three of what I just mentioned. There's a scene where the Asian husband becomes increasingly terrified by the beach's aging process and says that one of them needs to swim across the current to the adjacent beach to see if they can escape from that side. And one of the main leads says, "There's no way you can do that, these tidal waves are too strong." That one sentence and the visual of the tides themselves stresses to the audience that it's not easy to get off this beach. It creates a sense of enclosure and entrapment to the audience. So what does the Asian guy say in retort? He says, "Don't worry, I was on a swimming team before." And he jumps in the current, swims, and he fucking washes ashore 20 minutes later. It's a moment where it's like, okay, Michael Phelps. And Shyamalan is inherently, whether on purpose or not, creating scenes of disturbance and anxiety, only to have a character say something so jarring or do something off-putting that it'll either make you laugh, make you groan, make you shrug. It's never clear what the true intentions are. And in some regard, it works if you don't take things so seriously. That's why I mentioned it seems like he's more self-aware here, because I felt a lot of the happenings, unintentional atmosphere throughout this project, but with jokes and situations that actually feel like they were meant to be taken that way rather than being super serious, suspenseful moments. It's very B-movie campiness for me, but this unevenness of what he's trying to convey, what he's going for. Am I supposed to laugh here? Am I supposed to be shocked here? It's jumbling and it doesn't work effectively. The other big thing to discuss about Old is the premise, which is actually solid in my opinion. You've got the family that the audience can cling on to as their protagonists of sorts, people that they can get attached to, especially the kids. You've got other personalities of tourists who showcase how everyday people might react to this sort of dire situation. And the movie exemplifies the perils and fears with aging in ways that are saddening and unsettling to anyone watching it. But here's the problem. It doesn't do it enough. It doesn't hammer down on that execution of making aging this seemingly personified enigma on the beach. You see these characters suffering physically and mentally, but then instead of digging deeper into the realm of discomfort, Shyamalan tosses in too many frequent jokes and altercation quips and melodramatic moments with no pathos, and above all else, an ending it's a Shyamalan ending, that's for sure. Simply put, the main idea is there. It's the detailing of that idea that has issues. He's making the purpose confusing. Is this a thriller? Is this a comedy drama? Is this a hot take on science and clinical trials? I don't know. I really could not tell you what he's going for. He's a man of mystery. But it's okay, because the ride along the way has enough dark humor moments, clashing personalities, and a bold decision regarding the kids. That scene was, something else. All in all, Old is a Shyamalan film with an interesting premise but lackluster realization. If he and the writers really wanted to sit down and make this a disturbing thriller that heightens the fear of aging to a new degree, they could have done that. I believe it could be very much done. Instead, the decision to go for a more absurd and ill-humored movie can leave the audience with bad taste, or genuine confusion, or even plain out indifference. I give Old 5.5 and recommend it if you like Shyamalan as a director, or if you're willing to keep an open mind on how this film will go down, because otherwise, you might leave disappointed. Until next time, guys.